Hi, I'm Dan Harman. In early 2019, equine flu was reported in the UK. This affected the racing industry for a few weeks and races were suspended. Luckily, the equine industry was back to normal fairly quickly. But next time it could be much more serious and affect all our businesses very badly. Following a few simple steps, equine biosecurity could reduce the risk of spreading disease. Biosecurity is an everyday thing that we should all be thinking about when we're out and about on our calls. If I ever need to deal with any horses exposed to a disease, I will leave them to the end of the day. If we know there are no reports of disease in the area, and even if everything's okay, we still need to follow basic biosecurity principles. Ideally, your yard owner should have hand gel and foot dip on site for visitors to use. Soap and water is good if that's all that's available. But just in case, why not carry some hand gel in your vehicle and make sure you use it if there's nothing else? We all need to play our part in keeping the potential risks to a minimum. Whilst we're on the subject of risk, many of us take dogs around with us. We should really consider the risks if they're free to run whilst we're working. Of course, we can't just leave our dog in the vehicle without considering their welfare, so make sure it's well ventilated and they have water. If disease is reported in your area, but it's unclear where, your yard owner should ideally check everyone that's coming into the yard uses foot dip and hand gel, which they should provide. And any owners to change their outerwear before leaving, just in case they come into contact with any other horses elsewhere. If you turn up and there's nothing in place, there's no harm in having a quick word about the steps that they can take to manage the risks to theirs and the other horses in the local community. For us as equine professionals, we need to wash our hands when we get there and between horses, dip our boots on the way in and out of the yard. Changing tops when we finish on the yard is good biosecurity practice. It also helps to protect our customers, and that's something we all need and want to do. So, the big one. When we know there is a disease in an area or on a particular yard, we all really need to stop, think and be vigilant. Whoever comes onto the yard should be washing their hands thoroughly before and after handling any horses and dipping their boots on the way in and out of the yard. For us as equine professionals who work on yards, we also need to disinfect our tools, equipment and the underside of the tyres of our vehicles. A DEFRA-approved disinfectant should be used at all recommended dilution rates. Don't forget to change the outer layer of our clothing or overalls when moving between yards too, and bag them for washing. To make sure we all get through an outbreak, we need to help support our yards and do the right thing. Work as a community, freely and openly discussing the problems to ensure that we can all work together to protect our horses safely and effectively. Don't forget to speak up and help owners with practical advice if it's needed. They look at us as professionals and we're in a good position to help them.